Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of this channel called Patrick the Runner. My name is Patrick Sheridan and as always I'm here to talk about running. So today we have the Northern Ireland and Ulster Championships. I have the heats in about 45 minutes, so that's what we're going to try and get through. Last year it took about 2 minutes flat to get through the heats, I think, so we'll see what it's like this time. But yeah, heats at 11:30 and then all going well with the final at 1:30, so we'll get after it. Alright everyone, so as you can see there, the heat went pretty well. I came second in a time of 2:04, so I just showed a clip of the race there because I just thought it basically showed what happened. The race was kind of tactical and I didn't need to do any more than come second. That's what I did, so I just wanted to get ready for the final, but I wanted to give you a quick debrief of how that went. And now I'm going to show you the final, and I had never won a Northern Ireland title before, so I wanted to give that my best shot. So let's see how it went.
That's the 100-meter final. Looking on the top of the
Okay everyone, so as you can see, I am now a Northern Ireland 800 meter champion, and that is something that I am immensely proud of. So that was a big day, and between the heats and the final, I did start to get quite nervous and anxious because I felt like, because I was the fastest runner there on paper, I don't think I said that before, but I felt like I had a responsibility to myself to really get this over the line. I had never won a Northern Ireland Championship before, so it was something that I tried to do as a child. I won multiple medals, came second and third more times than I would like to count. I also came second last year, missing out and winning by 0.17 of a second, so that was difficult to take for me then, and I sort of felt that pressure over the last year to deliver and to do something that I have always wanted to do. So it was a massive achievement for me. In terms of the race and how I went about that and what my approach was, I had intended basically the whole day and the whole day before to go out and front run it hard and run the first lap in 53 or 54 seconds and actually try to come away with a Northern Ireland title, but also a personal best. But then as the day went on, I just started to wonder whether that was the most sensible approach. And I was speaking to a coach about half an hour before the race, and he was telling me that maybe I should proceed with caution with that type of tactic because it was quite windy. And then I was warming up and I noticed there were quite strong winds, particularly between the start and the first 200. So I just didn't think it probably made sense for me to go out and try to run that hard. So I kind of then, I suppose you could say, kind of went in between running from the pack and going out hard and front running. So I did end up front running, which probably won't be a surprise to anyone at this point. But I decided to do that because I thought it was the best way for me to control the race. And if anyone else didn't want to take it on, then I kind of just always feel like it just looks bad if a race is really slow. And I don't really like running that. I kind of don't really find it interesting to run in if the pace was an absolute jog. So I think I ran the first lap in about 58, which for me at this stage does feel comfortable, and that first lap felt pretty good. And then the second lap, I think I probably finished in about a 57 or a 56 or something, and I felt like I just had done what I needed to do to win, and that was a pretty good feeling. So I was really happy to get the win. Probably, if I am being entirely honest, was just more relieved that I had got it done, because as I said, it was something that caused me a big disappointment last year to lose out. I lost out to Andrew Thompson, who's a super runner. He's run 146 this year actually, so wasn't a bad guy to lose to last year. He wasn't there this year, but I felt a lot of pressure this year to get it over the line and to get the job done, and I was glad then that I did that. But I suppose these things are funny because I feel like if I had won last year, it would have felt like an immense achievement, and it's the exact same title this year. But I just think because of the fact that the Nationals were the week before and it was something that I expected myself to do this year, when I do these things now, I kind of don't feel as I would have done maybe before. It's kind of like now if I ran 149, it wouldn't feel the same to me as 149 would have felt 2 months ago. I'll be disappointed that I don't run 148. And that's just the way things go, I suppose, when the goalposts are continually moving. And I suppose that's the thing about this journey. I always say on these videos that you have to enjoy the journey, and I really love the process of training, but sometimes I do wish that I can enjoy the achievements a bit more. And I suppose a bit of an eye-opener for me was when I put it on Instagram after, and I had a lot of comments and a lot of engagement with people congratulating me and sending me DMs and that there. And I suppose something like that maybe tells you that it is a big achievement, and that's not the way to look at it. Perhaps I shouldn't really be basing how I value my achievements based on the feedback other people are giving me. But what I'm saying is that I suppose it helps you recognize how big something like that is, because there's not many people who can say they've been a Northern Ireland champion, and that's something that won't be taken away from me now. If I look at the last couple of years, in 2023 I ran 158 for the 800, 2024 I ran 152, 2025 I ran 149. So this was a massive year for me. I came 6th in Ireland, made another national final. Then last week, I won the Northern Ireland Championships. So it tops off what's been, I suppose, on the face of it, a fantastic year. But I almost see it that way, yeah. But I also think that my potential is a lot more. And again, from my training, I think I could be running slightly quicker than I am. And that is what I'm going to try to do now. But look, I really am delighted with the result. I am delighted with the season so far. But I'm just being honest in that that's how I feel sometimes, in that I feel like I am guilty of getting very low after races that don't go quite to plan, but I don't quite let myself get quite as high for the races that do go well. When I ran 149 a few months ago, I was over the moon for about 6 or 7 hours, but then that quickly subsides. And I suppose what I'm saying, and I don't know if people can relate to this or not, and I probably know that this sounds silly, but I kind of just wish that when races go badly, they didn't affect me quite as much. And when races go well, I do enjoy it a bit more. But as I said, the goalposts are kind of moving all the time. And I do think that kind of energy that I have to get better is what has made me progress so quickly. And I kind of do want that to continue. But maybe what I'm saying is, I feel like sometimes what could help me is a bit more emotional stability with sports and how I kind of look at my trajectory and look at my process of development in running. And as I said, I want to keep getting better, but I also want to try to be a bit more level headed about these things and perhaps enjoy it a bit more. And as I said, I love all the training and all that there, but I sometimes feel like I've almost let not occasions get the better of me, but I felt pressure, and sometimes I kind of allow that to take over the entire experience. And when I'm going to these BMCs and things like that there, sometimes I feel like I've underperformed, possibly because I've been overthinking about the race or whatever. But I think everyone knows me now that I back myself, I attack these things, and I just want to do well. But what I'm saying really is that in essence, that was a really good achievement, but I want more is what I'm saying. And I want more of these things. I want to run faster times, and I hope everyone can sort of understand that. But also, yeah, looking back over it, it's a really big day for me, and it was a great thing to be able to do. So I don't know if that sounds strange there, what I've just said, and you can let me know your thoughts, but sometimes I just come on here and talk and haven't thought before about what I'm going to say. So, I've gone down some rabbit hole maybe that I wouldn't have gone down half an hour ago, depending on how I was feeling. I'm not really sure. But look, I'm delighted to get over the line. It was a really big day, a really big achievement, and I'm really happy about it. But what I also wanted to say was that I haven't done a video in about 11 or 12 days here. I don't like doing that. I like doing them every week, but I'm trying to also put up things on other social media platforms. I've got Instagram really going now. I've also created a TikTok. So the Instagram's Patrick the Runner 97, the TikTok's Patrick the Runner. The YouTube will not always be my priority because I think Instagram and TikTok can be equally as big of a thing, but the YouTube is always going to be me giving more detail about my training, and I'm going to try to do that, as I said, at least once a week because I love this channel and I think it's probably most helpful in terms of the actual content that I give out to people, and it's the most informative and it gives the most insights into my life. So I kind of just wanted to let you all know that, I want to keep continuing to grow this channel and to give you more information. The season is nearly coming to a close for me now, but I'm going to keep showing what training I'm doing, and throughout the winter I'm going to tell you all about what I'm doing. And all I'm just saying is that, yeah, I love the support here. Don't think because I started the other channels that I'm stopping the YouTube. I want everything to get bigger, but I really do appreciate the support. So you all can help me out by pressing that subscribe button if you haven't already, by giving the video a like, by putting your questions and comments down in the comment section below, because by now I do my best to get back to people, and I love helping people, but I also love hearing the feedback that you give me because it's nice. And yeah, that's really it. I suppose I will have my next video up hopefully in the next week or so for the race that I'm going to run soon in Tooting in London for a BMC. It's a really stacked race, so I'm hoping for big things. But look, I will obviously update you all on that. But let me know, what your comments were on the race, what your thoughts were, and just let me know how you think I'm getting on and give me any input you have. But look, I'll see you all soon for the next video. In the meantime, take care. Thank you so much all for the support. I appreciate it so much, and I do not ever take it for granted. So look, in the meantime, before I see you all again next week, take care, have a great week, and thank you very much.